What's up guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the best $20 loadout you can pick up right now in CS2. I'll be providing between 1 and 2 options for every weapon on today's list, and even if you go with the most expensive option, it will come in under $20. The total price of this video is $19.85. Based on the Steam market, you can pick it up for even cheaper on third-party sites, which I will link in the description. Starting off the $20 loadout with the Glock 18, the first option we have here is the clear polymer in minimal wear condition. This comes in at only 54 cents. I've talked about it in a few of my videos. I really like the overall design to seeing the bullets in the magazine. Also on the top of the weapon, you do have a little bit of a cyan color, which definitely stands out in CS2. It also pairs very nicely with the P250 we have later in the video. The other budget choice we have for the Glock 18 is the Moonrise in field tested condition. This comes in at only 72 cents. I really like how much the purple and pink stands out on this weapon. It's also a pattern-based skin, so you can get the moon in a couple different positions. There also is a lucky star pattern that puts a star on the slider stop, which definitely adds some value. If you can find that for retail price on the Steam market, it's definitely a good pickup. Moving over to the other starter pistol, the first option we have here is the PC GRN. In minimal wear condition, this runs you about 21 cents. It's a super sleek and simple design. I really like how much the green stands out on this weapon. The other budget option we have for the USPS is the Ticket to Hell. In field tested condition, this comes in at 41 cents. This definitely is a fan favorite for a budget option on the USPS. However, out of the two options, I personally would pick up the PC GRN. Moving over to the dual Berettas, we have another super clean green option. This is the polished malachite in minimal wear condition, coming in at 66 cents. It is the only option on this list for the dual Berettas, as I personally think this is the best option. Jumping over to the P250, once again we only have one option here. This is the copper oxide in factory new condition, coming in at 13 cents. It is very similar to the clear polymer at the start of this video, based on the colors, and I definitely think this is another great option for a $20 loadout. For the 5.7, we're going to be picking up the sky blue in minimal wear condition, coming in at 46 cents. It looks like a budget version of the blue phosphor, and it's a super clean skin in CS2. It's also great for budget sticker crafts, so keep that in mind if you do pick this up. Jumping over to the CZ75, we only have one option here. We're going to be picking up the imprint in minimal wear condition, coming in at 23 cents. I don't know what I love so much about this gun, however it is one of my favorite weapons on today's entire list. Super sleek and simple, definitely a great black and white skin. Another blue skin that was added to CS2 is the Tech 9 Blue Blast. In minimal wear condition, this comes in at only 10 cents. Just like the sky blue, it does look like a budget version of the blue phosphor, and it is a great pickup for the price. Jumping over to the Desert Eagle, the first budget option we have here is the Serpent Strike. In field tested condition, this comes in at only 41 cents. It is another pattern-based skin, so keep that in mind and look for a pattern that you do enjoy. The other option we have for the Desert Eagle is the Tilted in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.15. It is the most expensive item so far on today's list, however, I definitely think it deserves it. Jumping over to the SMGs, starting off with the MP9, we're going to be picking up the Buff Blue in factory new condition. This will run you about 41 cents. It's a super simple skin, however, it definitely stands out with a nice blue finish. Moving over to the UMP 45, we only have one option here. This is the Arctic Wolf in field tested condition, coming in at 41 cents. I definitely think this is the top skin in the UMP category, under a $1 budget. The all gray, white, black, and that tiny bit of red definitely adds a nice unique feature. The next item in our $20 budget loadout will be the MAC-10 Seba Oni. In field tested condition, this comes in at $1.38. The first of two options we have for the P90 is the Neo Queen in field tested condition. This comes in at 27 cents. Even in field tested condition, there isn't a lot of wear that is shown, which is definitely why it's a great budget option for a $20 loadout. The other budget choice we have for the P90 is the Chopper in field tested condition. This comes in at 81 cents. I like the flame design to this weapon. It is a little more scratched up, however out of the two options, this is the one I would pick up. Moving over to the primary weapons in CS2, for the Galil, we're going to be picking up the O Ranger in factory new condition, coming in at 70 cents. The bronze and orange combo on this skin definitely stand out, and it wouldn't be something I personally would pick up right away. However, the more I use it in CS2, this is definitely the best option. For the Scout, we only have one option here. I've talked about it in a few of the videos already on this channel. We're going to be picking up the Memorial in minimal wear condition, coming in at only 14 cents. This is by far the best option, and for only 14 cents, this is a must pick up. Moving over to the main guns used in CS2, for the M4A4, the first option we have here is the Griffin in field tested condition. This comes in at $2.49. It has a tiny bit of scratching in field tested, however the magazine still looks super clean. The other option we have for the M4A4 is the Tooth Fairy in field tested condition. This comes in at $2.95. It is a bit more scratched up, however it fits the overall design to the weapon. Once again, the magazine is super clean, which usually shows a lot of wear in field tested. Moving over to the M4A1S, the first option we have here is the M4SRS. In minimal wear condition, this runs you about $1.41. Once again, you can see some bullets in the magazine, and the claws sticking out of the weapon definitely is a nice unique feature. The other option we have for the M4A1S is a super clean and OG skin. This is the Nitro in minimal wear condition, coming in at $1.85. The orange really stands out on this weapon. For the AWP, the first option we have here is the Duality in field tested condition. This comes in at $2.56. The pink and white definitely stands out in CS2. The other budget option we have for the AWP is the Mortis in field tested condition, coming in at $3.12. I definitely think this is high up on the list of best budget ops in all of CS2, and when I came back to CS after not playing for a year, this is one of the first skins I did pick up. The final item on today's list is the AK-47, and the first budget option we have is the Crossfade in field tested condition, coming in at $2.78. It is a little scratched up, so try to look for one closer to minimal wear float. The other option we have for the AK-47 is the Searing Rage in field tested condition. This comes in at $4.22, and it is the most expensive item on today's entire list. However, for the AK-47, this is one of the better options you have on a $20 loadout. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this $20 budget loadout video in CS2, and to show you guys, even with a lower budget, you can get a super clean inventory. We tried to balance out a lot of the prices on most of the items and save the final $10 to $15 for those final main 4 items in CS2. If you enjoyed, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.